Shalom, salam. Greetings, brother and sister. In the last segment, we talked about what it means to be born again of spirit, or born again from above. The true entrance into the kingdom of Yahweh. Now keep in mind, it is quite important and relevant that after that first spiritual transformation of the confession and the repentance of sins and confession with the heart and the tongue and accepting the new covenant, we have to have a proper understanding, or as some would say, overstanding of the real situation. The confession of the basic new covenant just kind of opens the doorway of that true narrow path of righteousness and that true path of salvation that Jah Almighty, or Yahweh, has set before mankind, especially his chosen ones. And on top of that, we have to have a proper understanding or overstanding of the actual new covenant, regardless of our particular skin color, or our particular genetics or lineage of ancestors, whether original Hebrew Israelites or Jews or Gentiles of all color people, of all languages from the four corners of the earth, to accept this ultimate truth of the Father's love and salvation and the true confession and being spiritually reborn is also to be spiritually adopted into the tribe of Yehuda, or the tribe of Judah, that anointed tribe from the original 12 tribes of Israel, the original Hebrew Israelites, the descendants of Abraham through Isaac and Jacob. So therefore, we are called to be spiritual seed of Abraham, or spiritual heirs to the kingdom. In other words, regardless of our particular, skin color, or regardless of our particular external flesh man, we have to come to that realization that spiritually we're called to be seeds of Abraham through the Moshiach, from that first advent, or through Christ, through the blood of Yeshua. That past generational curse has come to a closure for both Israelites, Jews, and Gentiles of all nations. And it's through the true Mashiach, or true Messiah, in that first advent, in that first incarnation, that gives us the basic new covenant based off the original messianic or true Christian faith, or true gospel-based faith that's been in effect for the past 2,000 some years. In that spiritual transformation of the heart, or that cosmic spiritual shift of the mind and heart, we become spiritually grafted into the Jah life tree, that original family tree of Israel and of the tribe of Judah. And following the spiritual transformation of the heart comes the spiritual renewal of the mind. Now you might ask yourself, those who already know this, just continue to take notes, but those that are also with this, that are just now kind of being introduced to this new concept of born again and the new covenant and the whole transformation of the heart and renewal of the mind, might ask yourself, well, how do I continue on this narrow path of righteousness? How do I continue in this gradual process of transformation or renewal of the mind? That renewal of the mind comes through first developing a proper relationship with the Most High Jah, or the Most High Yahweh Jah, the Father, Elohim, through a personal relationship in proper meditation and prayer. The original Ethiopian Orthodox Christians, the first Hebraic/Judaic Christians, that stem from the original Hebrew Israelites, the original Yehudahites, and the original Jews, has definitely influenced other types of denominations of Jews, Christians, even Catholicism, and even Orthodox Muslims today. Of course, there are other ways of meditation or prayer that are effective in different cultures throughout the world in the universal sense. But even traditional Hebrew Israelites had that traditional combination of meditation and prayer, going back to the original faith of Abraham and even the patriarchs before him, going back to the original Kabbalistic roots of mankind. Of course, the Mashiach himself, out of all entities, Yeshua himself demonstrated that true example of meditation and prayer, and what it means to have an actual relationship with the Father. Even meditation itself can be an effective form of prayer or spiritual connection to the universe and the Father of all creation.
There are many aspects to the service that I recognize, and many that are strange to me, especially the prostration in prayer that stems back to the earliest Christian practice. It was later adopted by Islam.
Of course, there are many other ways of prayer and worship of different cultures. But the important thing is for us to remember, regardless of whether we're Orthodox Jew, Reformed Jew, Messianic Judaism, Islam, Orthodox Christianity, Rastafari, or whatever. We must keep in mind the importance, especially to those of the true Messianic faith, the New Covenant, whether Messianic Yehudahite, Christian, Rastafari. The importance of steadfast prayer as disciples and as born again children to the Most High.